My resilience story begins when I first came to the US from France, fresh out of high school. Everything was new. I had to adjust to a new language, which even if I had a good knowledge of English, it's different when you have to function in your non-native language 24/7. And I had to learn the new culture. And so it was overwhelming at times. When I started college, I often felt homesick, lonely, and intimidated. I wanted to do well in my classes and meet new people. And so, but what I soon realized is that I wasn't alone in that situation. All of us new students were actually experiencing much the same thing. We were all in the same boat. Most of us living away from family and loved ones for the first time and having to learn a new sense of autonomy. We had to get to know our surroundings, and we were all like fish out of water in some respect. So I decided I needed to be proactive in meeting new people. And that happened gradually. Not from one day to the next, but I took small steps trying to strike conversations with people I would see on a daily basis at the cafeteria, doing small talk about, what was on the menu that day. I would also meet classmates and go study with groups. And then over the course of time, I would develop further affinities with people and do things outside of class with them. Maybe grab a dinner or go to a movie on the weekend. And the same thing at the dorm, at the coffee shop, anywhere I went, because I knew that social connections help us overcome challenges. And so over time, there were familiar faces anywhere I went, and it didn't feel as lonely anymore. Tulane students come from the 50 states and from across the world, and transition to college can be difficult. They have to learn a new environment. Even getting from point A to point B becomes challenging. Simple things become difficult. It's a juggling act, staying on top of your academic work, learning to navigate the administration protocol and graduation requirements, sometimes having a job, managing budget, all of these things, and on top of that, meeting new people. It can feel overwhelming, but it does get better over time and with persistence. But it requires that we push ourselves out of our comfort zone, and it requires effort and energy. But the Tulane community, staff, faculty, administrators are here to help. And so there's no questions that shouldn't be asked, and support is within reach. And I would really want Tulane students to know that and feel comfortable with that. The best advice I received during my time in college came from a faculty who, beyond being a wonderful teacher, became a mentor and a friend. She is someone I greatly admire, someone who's very caring and generous. And her words still resonate with me today. She told me that each of us needs to pay attention to self-care. Self-care. And she didn't mean by that selfish care, to do things that only benefit us or to think only about ourselves. What she meant by self-care is, of course, things that are common sense, like healthy eating, exercising, etc. But above all, finding a balance that's good for us. For students, it might be a balance between work and rest, study and fun. So basically, asking ourselves the question, what is a good balance for me? What is nourishing for me? So that in the end, we can all thrive by being aware of who we are and ways that we can promote mental peace and physical health.